Hello everyone, welcome to Lake Cumberland Art Association. I'm your host, Kevin. Today we're going to talk to one of our painting teachers, Konnie Massey, and see what she does here at the studio. But first, as most of you know, we lost a very important member of our association to COVID earlier this month. Our founder and president, Marty Wiles. I'd like to take this time to have a moment of silence for Marty. Marty, we all miss you. Since Marty's passing, his wife Jessica has stepped in his place as president. If you would like to join our association, or add some art to our gallery, or if you have any questions, you can contact Jessica through our Facebook page. So now it's time to talk to Konnie.
Howdy!
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Konnie Massey. I'm the daughter of Frank and Carolyn Massey. My grandpa was E.P. Massey. Most older people know him from way back. This is Liption, my service dog. She helps me out with painting as well as everybody else that comes here painting. So be ready for her when you come in. She'll want a pat and say hi to you and give you a kiss. I was born in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad said I was waiting on segregation to end. At the time. Of course, it was 1960 when I was born, so I guess that's about right. Then we moved to Greenville, Tennessee when I was 1, and I got a little sister then in Greenville, and we're 2 years and 1 day apart, and she has no artistic ability whatsoever, and she hates watercolor. Then from there, when I was 12, we moved up here to Somerset. I've been here ever since. I've got like 16 hours of college, you know, I got a lot of college, a lot of extra. My major was elementary ed, K through 5. Then I upgraded to middle school with earth science and earth science for high school. I also upgraded to special ed, special needs, K through 12, EBD. I'm also a certified diesel mechanic. I am a professional clown. Paid for 5 years of college. The puppy just got his tail picked. Oh gosh, what else? I've done a little of everything. I really have. I've danced for gentlemen and I've done kids' parties. And, I started painting when I was 19. I painted model cars, and when they come to the dashboard, I have to do detail. That's me. I love detail. They didn't have brushes back then when I was 19 like they do now at Hobby Lobby. I had to use a needle to paint the dashboard. So I used a needle and I painted the dashboard. That's where I started the detailing. Then I went into working with ceramics. I built ceramics for a lady and painted it and glazed and all that. So I've done all the deco art paints, which is what we use here. Deco Art sponsors us. And I know all the paints and have used all of them. And I love them. Let's see, then what did I do? Then we did some more clowning, and then I did some free wrenching for a while. And then I worked at Walmart, and I worked at Minute Mart. That's where I was held up at gunpoint twice. Almost got the third time on there. I was at vacation, come in 5 minutes later. If I was a little earlier, I caught him. I've done a little of everything. I've done a lot of volunteer work in the community with different clubs like the Junior Women's Club and the JCs, and I'm a 36 level JC, and I was a past vice president for independent learning and for individual development. I did the front gates for 20 some odd years, run them. I did the ag program for 5 years. I did kids programs for 2 years during the fair. I've helped with all of the beauty pageants and all of that as well. I am a tutor for Hyman Settlement School because my son was dyslexic just like I am. Only he didn't have the write problems. He had the writing problems more than anything. And really a lot of math problems. I had some math problems. My sister, she has the reading problems. I had to read and paraphrase and tell her what she needed to get through college. But I got her through college. Other than that, I've been disabled, and now I've come here and I volunteer to teach everybody to learn how to paint or do jewelry, whatever they want to learn is to a craft. And I love doing it.
So what led you to become an art teacher?
What led me to become an art teacher?
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess it was my family influence. My grandma sewed. She loves making crafts. My mom, she crocheted all her life, even when she went blind. She crocheted. I'd start it for her and change colors for her. My mom could draw. I didn't know it until I got to be in 8th grade, and I happened to find her botany book that she had in high school. After finding Mom's botany book, I figured out that Mom could really draw. That's why she doodled all the time. And I found out my dad could draw because he doodled all the time. There weren't many, per se, painting and drawing artists in Dad's family. They were all singers and guitar pickers. And some of them could play any instrument to put in front of them. A lot of them were like that. So they had another type of art as well. But I love art. I love to paint, and I love to get all my expression out in the painting. When I feel bad, I'll paint. When I feel really good, I'll paint. Just things inspire me to paint. I finished one of the paintings, let's see, it's been about 2.5 weeks ago. I finished one for the honor guard. I'm going to give to the honor guard. I've got to make copies of it. It was from the picture from where they found the Hilton in WW2, and they found his bones and they brought him back to bury him at Sloan's Valley. That one was kin to me through my sister's in-laws. But a lot of my Taylor and McFerrins are from Sloan's Valley as well. So most of my family is all from around here.
Yeah.
But I drew the picture that was in the paper and put it on Prussian blue, real blue background. And I drew the casket with the red and white flag on it, you know, and then I drew the bearers on it. And the bearers have no faces. They have a total of 52 stars on a blue background because you need stars with your stripes. Dad taught me a long time ago to be patriotic and do what was right as to veterans or wherever. And one of them is a real tall sailor, and I put a solemn look on his face. And I told him that was my puppy dog's favorite boyfriend. She just loves Roy. He's in the honor guard. Thank you.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
See all of this is Roy, and here's all the faces of all the servicemen that did it. But I want to get some more copies made of that so that other people can have it if they want it. Marty's last one he painted was a patriotic one as well. So that's pretty cool. We did one about the same time. But other than that, I mean, I've done everything. I've taught tailoring in high school when I was a senior. I also taught advanced foods in high school. I taught the ones that are in their first year of economics and home economics that were having problems struggling. One of the teachers got sick, and I helped the entire class, and every one of them, bless their hearts, they might have been a little slower than others, but I helped them. And they got through it just fine. I've always been that way. I've had students that maybe couldn't even hold a brush, and I will design one of my brushes so that they can hold that brush and paint. And if you help them do that, they're really going to learn to paint. It's going to help them use their hand movements and so on, and a lot of them have to be able to do that. Kids have to be able to read. If you can get them to painting or to weaving or making jewelry, you're working on fine motor skills, as well as tracking, which is what you do when you paint and you write and you read. So that's where, you know, dyslexia comes in. If you know what you're doing, then you can help kids. Dyslexic kid, it'll be nothing for me to go out there with a jump rope and have them jump rope for me. The first time they'll fall all over the rope. Anytime after that, they're going to get better and better. The better they get, the better they read. Because a lot of people don't realize that. But it is, they have to move to read, to get that tracking in on their eyes where they're tracking the rope coming around, that peripheral vision, and that helps them track. And all of the arts do it. Why, heck, you wouldn't have nothing in this world if you didn't have arts. You have to have an artist to say, make this. My girlfriend was an artist, made this. I have to have somebody that learns how to make plastic tablecloths. somebody come up with the idea of what you're going to build your house like and what you have to do for different things. But it takes an artist to do things. You know, the artists are not just artists per se for writing and drawing and painting. Artists are cake makers, house builders, architects. They're ones that put the horseshoes on the horses. I've got 2 of them that does that. They're learning how to do that. I'm trying to get them a job at Louisville on the ring.
Pretty cool.
So they're, you know, and I do a lot of homeschool kids, and I usually average about 60 kids between middle school and high school kids. Me and David being our other instructor, David Tucker, we kind of co-work these classes. He has the middle school classes. I also taught him his own student teaching until he could teach these classes. I also taught him how to do the art social working classes for deco art, and he did those at Hobby Lobby for me till my back went out. It was great. It helped him so much. He come out of his shell, and so I got all the high schoolers, and he helps back me up with the high schoolers, and we just have a good time with them, and we enjoy them, and they enjoy their classes, and they learn. They don't ever forget what we do with them, because I had 3 of them showed up, and they had to paint something this week, and I saw one of my girls. She was over there, and she was patting her little rag she had on top of her paint around the outside, which is background. And I teach them to do that, to have a lighter background, you know, and you don't see any paint strokes or anything. It's just like clouds in the back. She did that on her painting. I went, oh look, there she is. She did it. She remembered it. You know. So I kind of make a big thing of it, you know, and they tend to learn that way. And I just love the arts. I always have.
What is your dream project?
My dream project. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing art and teaching people art in a good background and in a good place. I've always wanted to teach people art.
Okay.
I love it. When they finish the art project, they'll come in and say, I can't paint it all. And I'll sit down with them and we'll paint. I'll show them all the little kinks and lines and backgrounds and way to do things. And whenever they get finished, they'll pick it up and they'll look at it and go, I did it! And you get this big smile and big eyes, and they're like, I'm so rested now. I could go to sleep right now. And if somebody's coming in, say they're just on edge, just like this, they can sit down and paint or do jewelry, and by the time they get finished, they are cool and ready to go for what they're needing to do next. And sometimes they clear their mind that way. That's my dream project job right there.
All right.
And I'm living in that.
It's good. What is the biggest challenge of being an artist?
Getting yourself out there. It's tough. A lot of people, you know, it's like, well, you're an artist, you know. They don't think it's much until they need something. And they know you're the wonderful person in the world. But it's just getting out there and showing them what you can do. Because just one painting or 2 paintings is not going to show you what you can do. I can do lots. I can't knit. Hate knit. Well, I can't knit. I mean, if from working on a truck out here for somebody to painting something to even make little things for people to buy, you know, for Christmas, or jewelry for people, or it's the challenge is getting out there. That's why we're out front now selling at the cruise. And I've run out of fudge, and I have to get this cooled so I can take it out there to them, because they've run out. They've already sent me word. So.
Right.
But that's about the only challenge, is getting you out there, getting people to come in and really see what's going on. But you got to get out there to get them in.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the toughest part.
Okay. Do you have a coach or mentor?
No, I don't.
You don't.
I taught myself all of what I need. I teach myself.
What advice do you have for someone wanting to get into art?
Wanting to get into art. 1, know yourself. But if you don't know yourself, draw. When something bothers you or you want to learn something, draw. Then paint it. When you paint it, you can see the colors. And if it's all like red and black and those type colors, dark colors, it's not good for you. But if it's a bright colors or light colors, yes. So you need to expand into that way. Say it may be, you may be good at painting, and whenever you paint, it's all light colored. You can see them when you're doing whole classrooms of them. There'll be a light colored one. You want to steer that person to watercolor. If it's real dark, you want to steer them to acrylics. If they're good at just slapping the paint on there, and you can't really realize what it is till they're done, oils.
What other work do you do in the community?
Well, besides working with younger kids and homeschool kids and adults, then we also work with what I call the geriatric group. That's the group I'm in. All of us over 50, and some of us are disabled and on Social Security and all that stuff. And I live next door to Beecher House. And of course we have people there that's up to 90-year-old as well. And they don't have benches out front to sit and watch the traffic or anything else nowadays. So what they do, the older ones come over here and spend time on Monday with free painting and jewelry and stuff. And then the rest of the week, they've started coming in and making jewelry for us to sell. So a lot of our jewelry now is made by the people from Beecher House, the ladies at Beecher House. They'll come over and they'll bring supper, and they'll sit down and they'll make all this jewelry, and we'll have supper and watch a movie and then go home, and that pretty well fills their day. A lot of times we have an average between 6 and 8 of them over here during the day, and they just love it. It's like, what new have you got to do? I want to do it too. I want to learn how to do this. Or I don't want to learn how to do this, I want to watch you do it.
Right.
But it's good for them too, because they have to have somewhere to get rid of stress and strain as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are under a lot of stress and strain, because they have just so much money to live on anymore, and it's tough because things are getting higher and higher, and a lot of times I'll cook for all of them over there. We'll have big meals together on holidays, because a lot of them don't have anybody come on holidays with them. And they'll come over here and they'll watch movies with us, or a wrestling show, or they'll come in just to do art and crafts. They just love it. Or plants. We've got plants out here. I mean, gardeners are artists too as well. So we do a little everything, and with all age groups. And if I have to, I can do whatever's needed to help them to be successful in what they're doing. It don't matter, how smart you are, or how brilliant you are, or how you do this or how you do that. It's if you can do it. And if you can't, I'm going to help you. I'm going to be right here. David's here every Tuesday. We both have clients now that we work with. I work with one for painting skills, and he works with one for drawing skills. And I work with her little sister, and she is a painter. She's not a drawer, she's a painter. So I'm kind of gearing Mom over that way. It's like, Mom, this is going to be a painter. That's a draw, but this is going to be a painter. Because she really does good with me, and I have a good time with her. She's a cute little thing. She's only 3-year-old. Sister's 6-year-old, and she can draw the same as a 7th grader. She's at that group, that level of drawing. She can draw better than some of my 7th graders. She really can. She could probably compete with the high schoolers if she wanted to. And she works at it too. They bring them in here diligently. Every Tuesday, them 2 little girls come bouncing in. About every other Thursday, my little boys will bounce in. They'll give me a call. I'm coming. Okay, come on. And I have both of them at the same time. I get tickled out. They learn better at the same time, because Big Brother says, see, here's how you do it. And he's helping his little brother learn as well. And so he's able to do that. So what he gets from me, he passes on, which is good. I like for them to do that. They need to know that they're successful at something else, because in this day and age, sometimes that's all you've got is your art, what you can do with your hands. Not necessarily what you can do with your brains, or if you can run a cash register right on that. I've done all that. I helped run my dad's cleaners when I was 4, because I was reading when I was 3. And I got to ring the cash register up whenever I could pull the arm down on the side of that cash register, and I worked on it. I stood on 3 Coca-Cola wooden boxes to get to it and to pull that booger down. And I was so proud of myself when I could run and ring a cash register, because I waited on everybody after that. I could do everything in there. And I was doing Dad's payroll and his monthly reports when I was 6.
Wow.
So it's, it's kind of, different. I started early, so it's like that. I like to see that in people. Show them what they can do and let them run with it. Because once they get to college, I always tell the kids, you get to college, you're going to need money for something. Because college is going to strap you. It really will. If you don't have another job, it's going to strap you. Or if you don't have a really good grant or extra college money, you're not going to have much to work with, to have necessarily fun with. And a lot of times, if they know they can make jewelry and stuff, they can buy cheap jewels when their money comes in, and they can make jewelry for somebody for their birthdays, you know, or know how to make a card look really special, you know, or make something special for them to help them get along. They need more than 2 ways to make money in their life now, especially the younger one, even your little one. He's going to have to learn.
Yeah.
He is. He's going to have to learn. And I believe he'll be all right with it. But yeah, I just love kids and I love doing it. And my son, he can draw and paint. He's a really good drawer. He draws tats. And then my grandson can paint. I've got his paintings back there above my desk. You have to come see it. He's learned how to do spray paint art. And he does the galaxies and all that with spray paint art. So he's doing a really good job at it. I get so tickled at him. And he'd come over and he said, Granny, he said, can I put this in your studio? And I said, yes, you can. I'll put it right over my desk so I can tell everybody who it is. He said, okay, Granny. I hope to sell them out for Christmas because we're going to try to have a Christmas shop for kids to come in. And with the Christmas shop, the adults come in, they got to pay $10 for it if it says $10. But when the kids come in, it drops to $5, half the price. And we're going to try to teach them how to barter. Because when you don't have money, you have to barter to get something you want. We're going to teach them how to barter. Maybe they could barter us down to $2 instead of the $5. But we'll teach them so that they can see what it is, you know, and have fun with the kids as well. And they can have some good gifts for their parents and family for Christmas. A lot of them can't afford that, and that's fine. If they can't afford it, they can come in, bring your child in for a day. We're going to work in here on Saturday. Bring them in on Saturday. I'll feed them. I don't care. I'll feed them. We'll come in here and we'll work on stuff. You know, we'll paint stuff for the kids or things like that.
Yeah.
And it's something they need. You know, fine motor skills never hurt anybody. They really did.
Yep.
But I can really help them out with it, and I like doing it. That's the main idea, helping people. And it always helps people. And it makes them feel good about themselves. And they're happy when they leave. A lot of parents will come in and get their kids after they see those big smiles on those kids and showing what they've done. It don't matter if it's perfect. It's theirs. They did it. And I always make them sign it because you always got to sign your word. And some of them will say, oh, you forgot something. They say, I know, I didn't sign my work. They'll go grab a marker, you know, and sign that work for me. I said, now that's yours. You can get money for that. And they'll get so tickled at me, and their moms get happy, and a lot of them, they'll stop and say, can I take some fudge home too? And I was like, yep, it's $1 a cup, and they'll come over and they'll get 2 or 3 cups of fudge to take home with them, and they give it to their kids when they get out the car, because they did a good job.
Right.
But I do that, and here in this atmosphere, we're not perfect with cleaning and stuff. I mean, we've got stuff everywhere, but I know where it is. That's the thing, I know where it is. But we do have a little store shop like here that you can get stuff, and if you want to order something, you can commission us to do something for you. David does a lot of Disney and Lego, and he does anime stuff, all that. He does all that stuff. He's my drawer. He's the best drawer. I can't outdraw him on some things, but I can help him with it. And that's what I do. I'll go look and see what I need to help him with. Because every once in a while he needs help too. And it's nice to learn something, then I'll teach him. When I learn something, he learns it too. But come see us. We really love it. David loves kids too. He does so good. He's a farm boy. He comes in and helps us when we call him in. No problem. And he's definitely here on Tuesdays. He gives his classes on Tuesdays. And his classes are $10. He comes up with his own stuff as well as I do. We draw our own. Social artworking, they have their own tutors and things that you can follow along, but me and David draw our own. make our own transfers, the whole works. We're right there with it. A lot of mine, I don't even need transfer. I can just sit and just draw it out for you, nothing flat. And we'll go to work painting it. But that's what we do. And that's what I love to do. I don't have a car, can't go nowhere. I walk here in town, you know, and I live close. But I'm right down here where I can go about anywhere with anybody. Because we sit, we talk, and all that. We're kind of like little psychiatrists here, only we're artsy people. It's called art therapy. And it helps.
Now, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Okay, that concludes our video. We hope you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us on Facebook Watch for more videos. Thank you. Bye.